Welcome to today's edition of the show podcast.
Tonight on CBS, their reboot of the classic series Magnum P.I. airs with an all-new Friday, March 26, 2021 episode, and we have your Magnum P.I. recap below. On tonight's Magnum P.I. Season 3 Episode 11 The Lies We Tell, as per the CBS synopsis, when a married woman asks Magnum and Higgins to find her lover's killer because she doesn't want to expose the affair to the police, they find that the victim wasn't who he claimed to be. Also, Rick visits Icepick Corbin Bernsen, whose health has taken a turn for the worse. This reboot of the classic series looks very interesting, so make sure to bookmark this spot and come back from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time for our Magnum P.I. recap. While you wait for our recap, make sure to check out all our television recaps, news, spoilers and more. The episode begins with Higgins and Magnum playing tennis. She beats him and he wants to take a look at the security footage to prove it. Then Magnum tells her that their 10 o'clock is there. Elena Dunn, she called an hour ago and it was pretty urgent. 2 nights ago the man she was seeing was murdered. She says it all happened so fast. She was upstairs when they broke him. 2 men came in and they argued with Jax, then they shot him. There was nothing she could do and she doesn't know if the police know he is dead. If she goes to the police it will destroy her family. She is married. Her husband has no idea that she was having an affair. Higgins tells her that she should go to the authorities. A man's life has been taken. Elena says she knows how this looks, but she loves her husband. Her relationship with Jax was a new thing. A month ago they met. He was charming and funny. She knew it was wrong, but it felt like fate. 2 nights ago she finally agreed with Jax at his place. She was so nervous, she dropped her wine and went to the bathroom. That is when she heard the commotion. There were 2 men with masks. When he didn't cooperate, they got violent. Jax tried to fight back. She was so terrified, she thought she was dead too. They left a few minutes after, and when she was sure they were gone, she left. Jax was on the floor, dead. They shot him. She is afraid that she is the only person that knows Jax is dead. Someone has to look into this. Rick calls TC and tells him that he is going to have to cover for him at the bar a little longer. While on the phone Rick hears that it is busy. TC says he has Susie to thank for that. Susie made some changes. Rick says to enjoy it until he gets back. Then Rick finds out that Icepick's health has taken a turn for the worse. Higgins and Magnum are in the car. They disagree with Elena, and Magnum tells her that she is being a touch too judgmental. They arrive at Jax's house. They look around and everything looks normal. No blood, nobody. But Magnum can smell bleach and says maybe the killers panicked. They perhaps didn't mean to kill him. A man comes out and asks them what they are doing there. He claims to be Jax and he throws them out. They check to see if the house rented out. They find it was, by Makana Services, Eddie Benson, the guy who just threw them out of the house. He pretended the house was his. They find Eddie's real address and break into his place. Inside Eddie's house, looks like someone broke in already and his computer tower is gone. Magnum finds some photos on the desk. It looks like Elena was being stalked. She thanks them for their services and tells them they don't need them anymore. Rick is with Icepick. He tells him that he has to fight this thing. Icepick has a seizure. Tests results show that cancer has now gone to his brain. He is on an anti-epileptic drip and he signed a do not resuscitate order. Elena was not the only woman that Jax was pursuing. He stalked the women, pretended that was his house, and move on. They look at Jax's texts. It looks like he was blackmailing some of them. So when he got money from them, he would end the affair. Gordon is called to the beach. They find Jax. He washed up on shore and his feet are tied. Magnum and Higgins visit one of Jax's victims. She didn't give him any money though. Higgins tells Magnum that she is taking this Elena case personally and she has no idea why. He asks her to ease up on her. They have a surprise when they pull up. Gordon is waiting for them and tells them that they better start talking. Magnum tells Gordon that Jax was a bad guy. He seduced women and then blackmailed them. The body dump was amateur hour. Higgins tells him that they can help with the possible time of death, just before midnight, but they can't give up their client name due to privacy issues. She asked specifically for privacy because she is married. TC shows up to support Rick. He tells him that he shouldn't be going through this alone. Between cancer and seizures, they don't expect him to wake up, but he is hoping for a miracle. TC tells him that maybe this is a miracle, Icepick out of pain and him by his side. Higgins and Magnum call Elena, they tell her the men who killed Jax know that she is a witness and they are on their way there. Magnum tells her to get to a public place, they won't touch her there. The men are in the building, but Gordon gets there first with Magnum and Higgins and saves Elena. Outside, Elena is worried because she sees her husband. Magnum tells her that if they love each other, they will find a way. Gordon says that the perpetrators won't give up who hired them. Magnum tells Gordon to look into the victim who has the open marriage, something seemed strange about them. Rick goes to Icepick's bedside, he talks about old times. Rick is broken up and says he was the first person to ever look after him and he didn't want that to end, and he still doesn't. He goes on to say that he saved his life, so the least he can do is let him go out on his terms. Rick tells him that he loves him, kisses him on the forehead. Icepick takes a deep breath, then he is gone. Rick comes out of the room, he tells TC that he is gone. TC gives him a hug and tells him that he is sorry. TC gives Rick a phone that Icepick's friend in chemo gave him. It is a video of Rick telling him that he will take care of him, no matter where he is, and he loves him. Magnum tells Higgins that the victim who had an open marriage, it turns out that her husband was involved, he hired Jax's killers. Then they talk about Ethan and Higgins tells him that she is in love with him. Susie is at the bar when Rick and TC walk in. Rick goes to speak to Susie, she gives him his condolences. He thanks her for keeping an eye on the place. He tries one of her new drinks and he loves it.